moment we don't obey Guru, because only two people can protect us. Initially I said three people can protect us. Now Krishna made a promise to Yamaraj, I will not interfere. So what happened? Krishna is out of the list now. And only two people can protect us now. And out of the two, already we said Yamaraj doesn't have mercy. You understand? Yamasya karuna nasti. So that option is also gone. Now only Guru can protect us. Is that clear? Only Guru can protect us, right? And when Guru will protect, when I keep my promises alive, when I strictly follow the chant 16 rounds strictly and follow 4 regulative principles, then I do this strictly, then my commitment and promise towards my Guru is alive and my Guru can protect me. So once again, I will tell from the beginning so that you might have lost the track. There are 3 types of karma: bud, seed and flower. Bud means the karma which we have done for many ages, many janmas. And this bud karma will turn into seed. Seed means it is ready. Next life it is going to come. Or after 10 years it is going to appear in your life. That seed form. And the third is flower one. And the flower one is which we have already experiencing now. And no mantra, tantra, puja, pratishtha, jyotisha, nothing can save us. They can simply reduce the effect. Even devas can't help. So who can help in my karma? Guru, Krishna and Yamaraj can help in my karma. And Krishna promised to Yamaraj, I will not interfere. And Yamaraj doesn't have mercy. He just left it, dropped it. And only Guru can do. By accepting Guru, by making promises to Guru, immediately, the very second, the very moment, we burn karma, bud and seed. Bud and seed is immediately burnt. The moment we take diksha and we drop the dhanya, grains in the fire, immediately the bud and seed is gone. So what is left out? The flowered karma is left out. Why this is left? Because I have connections in my family. I have daughter, I have my children, I have family, I have job, my connections are still prevailing. By sincerely chanting every day again and again and again, slowly the flowered portion will get cleared. Even devas are not exceptional. You can see here, Mother Sati went through it. And Mother Sita did not listen to Ram, so there was a temporary separation. Actually, karma will not affect Mother Sita, but for a lesson, for us to understand, even Mother Sita went through that. Even though Mother Sita is above all this, she also went through that. So, this is very important. So, nobody can do anything in karma apart from bhakti. So, there is no point in telling that I have not done anything wrong in my life. Why still bad things are happening and all these things, So every moment in our life we are making choices. And these choices are leading to karma. For example, you are traveling in a plane. And in the plane, on your left, there is a businessman sitting there on your left. On your right, a drunkard is sitting there who is keep on drinking liquor again and again and again. And both of them are trying to talk to you. A big businessman is on your left, he is trying to talk to you. And a drunkard is on the right, he is also trying to talk to you. If you choose businessman, you can talk to him nicely. Maybe you will strike a deal. Then you come and get out of the plane and go back. A big fortune is waiting for you through business. Or you may choose the drunkard and you can also sit and drink with him get into trouble, and the moment you land, police will be waiting for you. So it is my choice. So in my life, every second I am making choices. And these choices are building karma. Nobody can get escape from that. The choices are again and again and again and again making karmas. Only bhakti can reduce the effect. So the beautiful story in Bhagavatam, it is said, in Bhagavatam Dashamaskandam, 10th canto, a very interesting story is explained. Shamantakamani, the story of Shamantaka jewel. It's a beautiful story from Bhagavatam. This money, this jewel, can produce tons and tons of gold per day, given by Surya Deva. Surya Deva gave this money to King Satrajit. It's a beautiful story. Who is Satrajit? Satrajit is the father of Satyabhama. And Satrajit got this Shamantaka money. You can go back in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna book, you can read the story. Very detailed it is given. It's given in a very detailed manner. So Satrajit, Maharaj Satrajit got this Shamantaka money from Surya Deva. And every day he was wearing and walking on the street. So when he was wearing and walking on the street, people will be like, wow, look at him. How handsome he is, how glowing. Is he a Devata from heaven? Look at him, how brilliant, how smiling, effulgent. And people were appreciating Satrajit. And Satrajit was feeling so proud. And every day, the Shamantaka money was producing tons and tons of gold. So much of gold. And Krishna one day told Maharaj Satrajit, please give away this jewel. Don't keep it with you. It is death for you. It will bring death for you. So please give away this jewel. Then Satrajit thought, Krishna is very jealous of me. That is why he is advising me to give away this jewel. So Maharaja Satrajit did not listen to Krishna. He did not obey Krishna. He thought Krishna was very jealous and trying to take away, steal my jewel. And he did not give. But you know what happened? As Krishna said, wherever the jewel traveled, every single person died. Everyone died. So what happened? One day when Satrajit was wearing and walking, his younger brother came. His younger brother came and said, my dear brother, you are wearing this jewel every day. Why don't you give me one day? I would like to wear it because it's so nice, amazing, it's brilliant, effulgent, it's radiating, So king became so happy and said, okay, my dear brother, you can take it and go. Prasena, his younger brother, Satrajit's younger brother, he wore that jewel and went. And when he was traveling through jungle, a lion attacked him. A lion attacked him and killed him. And his dead body was lying with a jewel on the top. Then a bear, Karadi, a bear came. It saw something shining in the neck, around the neck of this king. So the bear took it and went. And by the time Satrajit told, my younger brother is missing, days have passed, definitely Krishna has killed my younger brother and stole the jewel. He put the blame on Krishna. And Lord Krishna went in search what happened to his younger brother. Then he found out a bear is playing with that money. Anyway, it's a big story. Krishna brought that Shamantaka money back and gave it to Satrajit. And Satrajit also got killed. Wherever that jewel traveled, everywhere there was, death and calamity. This is karma. Certain objects, certain aspect of life, certain personalities, they're attached, they're connected to karma. We can never get rid of it. In my past life, I would have cheated a Brahmana. I would have stolen his property in my past life, or 3 janmas back, or 10 janmas back. I have stolen a Brahmana's property, cheated him. What will happen? In this particular janma, my son, he will take birth as a handicapped person, mentally retarded person. You see my situation? 30 years, 40 years, I have to see my son's face and cry and worry and repent. Very complicated. Karma is very complicated, and it is following us like shadow. Both good karma and bad karma, both are following like a shadow, and we can never get rid of that good and bad karma. It is very difficult. And because of all that, the Bhagavatam Mahatmya, Gokarna's story is there. And Gokarna's younger brother Dundukari, he does all the nasty things in this world. He has done everything which has been, not recommended by Shastras. Whatever Shastra has told not to do, he has done everything. He had connection with prostitutes. He stole wife's jewelry. He stole even parents' jewelry. All kinds of abominable, nasty things he has done in his life. And finally, he got killed by prostitutes. The prostitutes stole all his money and killed that Dundukari. Now Dundukari has become ghost. And he has become ghost, and he has become mad. And he is running around the world trying to deliver himself, some kind of deliverance. Nobody could save him. Nobody could help him. Nobody could rescue him. Like a madman, he was running and running and running, and he was suffering in the ghost form. And finally Gokarna, his brother, saw. And Gokarna felt so much pity on Dundukari. And Gokarna told Dundukari to get inside that bamboo shaft which he was holding, like sannyasis used to have a danda, bamboo danda. So Dundukari got inside that, and 7 days with the full single pointed devotion he heard Bhagavatam. And every single day the bamboo was breaking, and at the end of 7th day, the bamboo broke and Dundukari got liberated. He was single pointed, focused, because in that assembly, when Gokarna was speaking Bhagavatam, thousands of sages and great personalities were listening, and none of them got liberation. The ghost got liberation. Why? They were not so much of focused. They were not concentrating. They didn't have single pointed devotion. Dundukari simply wanted to get out of this place. He was feeling restless in this material world, uneasy, uncomfortable, tortured by the material world. So he wanted to get rid. So his devotion was single pointed, focused devotion. And Dundukari got liberated. Same thing. 100 years back, 150 years back, the great Acharya Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had his son, and his son had a ghost attack. And the boy is like, speechless, motionless, and he was like a still dead body. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur took him, put him on his lap or on the floor, and continuously reading Bhagavatam, 2nd day, 3rd day, 4th day. It really happened 150 years back in West Bengal. The ghost left his body and ran away. Only pure devotion can play with karma. All the other things which we do in this world is prayaschitta, not parihara, not solution. There are two words used, prayaschitta and parihara. What is the difference between prayaschitta and parihara? Suppose a baby drops her finger in the candle or some lamp, she gets burnt. So immediately uncle comes, the baby is crying. Uncle comes, oh lullaby, he sings songs, tell the girl not to cry, brings her chocolate, ice cream, takes her around, sings, dance, and the baby started laughing. The father comes back home and he saw his girl is burnt her finger. Immediately he takes medicine, applies. So who really helped, the uncle or the father? The father helped, and that is called parihara. What the uncle did is prayaschitta. So, when you go in this world, go to temples, do puja, navagraha, this, that, it is all like prayaschitta, not permanent solution. The only permanent solution is Krishna's holy name. Only holy name can do that. In Mukundamala Stotra, Kulashekara Alvar is singing. Sarva Vyasana, all the problems can be destroyed by chanting Krishna's name. Sarva Dukkha, all your troubles can be diminished. Bhagavatam says, Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamano Tam Namami Harim Param. All the problems can be solved only by the holy name. And that is the solution. No other solution is there available. So on this day, we request devotees to take this up very seriously. Take Krishna conscious, because this is the only solution. Agreed by great sages, Vyasa, Narada, Asito, Devalo, Maitreya, all of them have agreed on this. Only holy name can do this. And we are very fortunate because by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Parampara, we have got Bhagavatam and holy name. Please do it very sincerely, and there is no other solution. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.